Whether your struggle is getting through the stress of day-to-day life right now or manifesting your dream life and what's next for you, the number one thing that you need to do is overcome fear. Here's what most people, and probably you, get wrong about fear. You think it's the enemy. You think it is something that you have to completely conquer and wipe out of your life. Fear gives us good information, and a lot of the time, it keeps us safe. So this isn't about pretending that we're going to get to a place where fear doesn't exist for us, but it's about making friends with fear and using it to propel you, or at least not to stop you. So how do you use fear as your personal GPS? Every time you feel it coming in, ask yourself the question, what is this protecting me from? If it's life and limb, run! But if it's not, ask yourself, what growth might this be pointing me toward? I'm going to teach you something called the flow method. 4 simple steps to flow through fear. We start by feeling it fully. Don't resist fear. Don't try to bypass it with positive thinking or pretending you're not afraid. Your brain, your inner working, knows when you're lying to yourself. So let yourself have it. Name the fear. I'm afraid of failing. I'm afraid I'll be humiliated. I'm afraid that the people who love me will look at me differently. Name the fear and let yourself feel it fully. So when I say let yourself have your fear, let yourself feel it. And the moment you get that, stop telling the story. L, look for the message. When we feel something like fear and we are not in actual peril, there's a message in there. There's something there for you. And by asking yourself questions, what is this teaching me? What is this telling me? Why does this matter so much to me? And the most important one of all, what might be on the other side of this fear? Because sometimes, sisters, the obstacle is the most important part of the path. Oh, be open to new possibilities. Because fear has a way of shutting us down. It relies wholly on our experience of the past. And those experiences are super valuable. Okay, I'm not telling you to ignore all of the things, all of those hard-won things that you have learned over all these decades. But I am telling you that they're not as black and white as you think they are. So here's the moment to open up to curiosity, to look back at those experiences and say, okay, my experience is telling me this, and yet something inside of me is so drawn here that I know that there's something on the other side of it for me. How do I marry those two things? How do I take those experiences and look through the lens of wisdom? The past does not dictate the future, but it can if we let it. W, welcome aligned action. Here's where you're dialing in to that soul self, that soul level purpose. When you think about the answers to the questions, what's on the other side of this for me? That's the aligned thing. And so aligned action is, what are the steps that I can take to get me through this fear to the other side of this? And sometimes aligned action means taking a leap. And sometimes it means taking a micro step. It's absolutely irrelevant which one you choose. Both move you forward and both result in the growth or the kind of life that you want to live. And believe me, most of the time you're really not going to know what is the right action to take. You don't have to beat yourself up about it. There is no one right action. Trust your intuition. If your gut tells you this is a moment to rest a bit. If your gut tells you this is a moment to leap. Given that fear is the obstacle of obstacles, here are 3 practical tools that you can use to help navigate this flow method. The first one is one I call the 5-5-5. Start with 5 good deep breaths to center yourself. Next, you're going to find 5 things that bring you into the present moment. And you can use your 5 senses. And finally, for the last 5, let's tap into that cognitive ability by naming 5 reasons that this particular fear or obstacle might actually be helping you. Another practical tool you can use, ask the obstacle. Write down what the obstacle or fear is. Then, I know this sounds crazy, give it a name. Any name will do as long as you're not naming it after someone that you know. That tends to muddy the exercise. So let's say my obstacle's name is Bob. I'm gonna ask Bob, hey man, where are you trying to bring me? And just jot down everything that comes to mind. Next, ask him or her, what is it that you want me to learn today? Jot down everything that comes to mind. Whenever you're doing these kinds of exercises, don't filter yourself. It's not the answer that matters. Ask the obstacle, hey, Bob, is there anything that I'm missing here? Close your eyes, dial inward, and see if anything comes up. If it does, jot that down. And the final tool is something that I call 3 mirrors. Close your eyes and imagine that you're in an empty room and in front of you appears this enormous, beautiful, like fairy tale kind of mirror. And as you're looking into it, instead of seeing your present self, you see your 25-year-old self. Ask her, what do you want me to know about this fear? And once you've gotten your answer, imagine that she fades away and in her place is you at 100 years old. And she looks you right in the eye and asks her, what do you want me to know about this fear or obstacle? And listen to what she has to say. And once you've received it, she fades away and in front of you is present day you. Ask your reflection in this mirror, and what will you do now? Fear and obstacles are part of our day-to-day life, especially right now. So however you use these tools, know that just giving them a bit of attention and intention is heads and shoulders above where you were before. If you're a woman over 50 ready for what's next in your life and this video resonated, make sure to hit the little like and subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you get a little ping when the next video hits. And until next time, big love.